Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy, The Rooster from Nine Stitch Method, and you're listening to Uncovering the Underground with my dude, Skippy Ickham, on Speaker Podcast Radio, keeping it 100% underground.
We in the zone, no telling where it's got us going. No going home, things change, gotta seize the moment and own it, yeah. Tell me how you hype, just say so. Man, I'm living life, I don't lay low. Brought some weapons and I guess I bring a payload. Shocking out of anybody in my way, whoa. Tell the devil I'll be back to get my halo. Till then the motherfucker better stay home. All the power that I hold is finna blow the roof off. Any place I bring a mic, I might take souls. Back up, this shit is real as it gets though. Flow cold, dead nice like a headstone. Rappers popping up, I make them vanish like presto. Stop, drop and roll, I make a fire just to get smoke. Life ain't living it in luxury, nah. But I'm someone they all wanna be, yeah. Guess it's saying that I must just be the next best thing to ever come and touch the scene, whoa. Man, I'll make a wave like Poseidon. Soon enough, you gonna see me with the trident. King in my blood until the day I stop rhyming. Which will be never, cause my intelligence climbing. Look, y'all been irrelevant, better settle with bars. 16's off, rip like I'm a veteran dog. I've been better than many, stepping in the middle to spar. I feel a little me ain't literally a star.
We in the zone, no telling where it's got us going. No going home. Things change, gotta seize the moment and own it, yeah.
Shit go hard, no doubt about that. Power for the move and then we bring it right back. Like I'm just going pedal to the metal in the fast life. Hoping that you get up on the way before a crash, right? Telling me that I'ma get it whenever the right time comes. But they will never be ready for that when I hype my buzz. I've been living alone and I'm feeling like I'm in the zone right now. So close to blowing up like I'm the bomb right now, whoa. Checking for the team get big. We all know doubt been on that heat wave shit. Everything we do is been a banger for your ears. Perfect melodies, we hungry so we eat that shit. Making waves at a rapid pace, I can pass the days. But talking crafty words to the crazy pattern for accolades. We have the greats and that'll be that. I'm just here to have the stage. A rap to y'all what I've written and thought over the passing days. But it's plain and in vain to the whole game knowing that my pain and my game be the same thing showing. When my name be the thing that they all speak, hoping that I say every page, leave no line left open. I'm a G.O.D., you just a D.O.G. I keep my shit low key until the beat O.D. I'm in the Z.O. and E until I throw in the key. Just keep on throwing the heat, they know me, cause
we in the zone. No telling where it's got us going. No going home. Things change, gotta seize the moment and own it, yeah. We in the zone. No telling where it's got us going. No going home. Things change, gotta seize the moment and own it, yeah.
Danny, yeah. Woke up and I took a pill. Magazine on me big as a book, for real. Wishing a nigga would like Pinocchio. I hit him with the okie doke. Funny they should look and feel. Half of these out here are hundreds and fake. I'm shooting and shit with a gun in their face. I'm son, I don't play. You running in places, I'm running your place. Bitch, you running this place. I got a 45 in the high. I'm sure that you finna drive. I'm going, you waiting to come, you chilling inside. I got the dope in the pistol, money and missiles. To punish my opponents that made me angry, so it's sound design. If you want it, you got my attention. No in between friends when you shot when you slipping. A Glock with a clip and I'm shooting like Pippin. You throwing words at me, bitch, I can't just hit it. Man-made monster, don't nobody want you. Society has made us, now we back to haunt you. My man-made monster, don't nobody want you. Society has made us, now we back to haunt you.
Hold on back and fucking wait a minute. I'm just a product of the place I'm living. I don't give a fuck about a fake religion. Give a fuck about a state of politician. I don't give a fuck about most shit. I be getting stoned going through the motions like a heroin needle that's poking into your skin. Bro, my flow is killing something every time it goes in. Who wants smoke with Max, Dean and Danny? Y'all a liquor, Molly, Coke and Lean and Zanny. Bro, the gang eternal, y'all don't understand me. Me and Drive-By been down since fetus. Family real, recognize real. You looking unfamiliar, homie, that's my deal. Everybody know your boy's been rejected by the devil. Call him motherfucker Wolf J Flywheel. What up?
Thoughts of my enemies. If I don't quit, my mind's gon' trip. So all of y'all bitches are dead to me. I What up, it's your boy Jay Caulfield, and you're listening to Uncovering the Underground Radio with my homeboy Skippy Ickham on Spreaker Podcast Radio, bringing you the best underground music. Holy shit. It's been years since I touched a mic. Still a piece of motherfucking shit. Yo, I'm an asshole. I'm a fuck up. Every fucking thing I say is fucking fucked up. Yo, I guess that I just fucking suck. Damn right. Fuck. Yo. Yup, I guess I'm just a fuck up. I just wanted some love, but I'm getting none, cause I'm an asshole. I don't really care, I think that I'm cool, cocky like a billionaire. I never really learned to shut my mouth. Every single word I say is what goes south. I've got no filter, so there's plenty of pop. Yo, anything and everything is setting me off. What's up, cunt? I never learned to respect. I do what I want. Yo, I'm the worst of the best. I mean the best of the worst. When I'm spreading some dirt. Yeah, fuck your reputation, you're dead in the dirt. I fucked up again. Lost all my friends. Don't care, I don't really give up. I fucked up again. I lost all my friends. I don't care, I don't really give up. I don't give, I don't give, I don't give, I don't give up. I don't give, I don't give, I don't give. I don't give up. Right, once I started making some friends, I go and get myself banned from Facebook again. Yeah, try and calm me down, but the hate doesn't end. I'm an internet asshole, the latest in trend. I'll berate you for your views and point out your insecurities. I hate all that you do, and all of it is learning me to jump up in your comments or get up in your face and tell you since you're different, you're a fucking disgrace. I'm a grade A dickhead, a high class cunt. Yo, I think I'm gifted and fly as fuck. I don't care if you're my friend, cause friends are for cunts, dude. Before you block my number, just let me say, fuck you. I fucked up again. I lost all my friends. I don't care, I don't really give up. I fucked up again. I lost all my friends. Don't care, I don't really give up. I fucked up again. I lost all my friends. I don't care, I don't really give up. I don't give, I don't give, I don't give, I don't give up. I don't give, I don't give, I don't give. I don't give a fuck.
Now I can introduce myself, talk about the way that I flow, but you already know myself, there's really never a need to boost myself. Rolling straight to the point, everybody, I'm about to lose myself. Swollen emphatic, erotic tongues, fully loaded like an automatic with a trigger for buck and kill them already. And I've only begun, so for the ones that never heard of me, get you wondering who is the son of a gun. The murder in every single syllable, killable when I was on the run, undelible with. Pop in your head, better in your brain, matter like a villainous kid. And the point that I was at a level of chatter that nobody had ever heard in such a manner of syllable spread. Skating by the spitting the D, figure with a 357 up beside of my lid. And then the back release the crack, I'll be taking my brain as a computer that will go in a million gigs. They know what I give them, what I give them, something that'll get them. They should show me something crazy, and my brain been doing it, so I chop them up amazing. M to the I, trick a tongue, going bang bang on side. Chopping it up with the flick of the tip of the tongue, get the rock, I'm always shaking cause we chop tonight.
Everybody wanna live in choppers and do it double time. Everybody cocky and talking like they can fuck with mine, but they can never see me when I gotta keep up with my label mates. Never to take a risk and like a bitch, I see you play it safe. Lazy in the pocket, only make it for the profit. All that faking, I can't take it out for a second with a brain. And we bring it to your apocalypse. I came up on Tupac and Big. I knew that when this later, it would never be the same. And who the fuck are you? I gotta keep up with insane. So I turn this semi-auto to a fully woolly beat down. Lyrically, they would never look me in the face. Fuck a fool, and a lot of y'all are whiffing in the streets now. We round, never turn the heat down low. You could be found buried in a deep down hole. And a couple hundred pieces when I cut them with the thesis. Come and see me on the beat now, ho.
I don't even know if they can handle what I give them, but I give them something that'll get them. Vision show me something crazy in my brain and blowing neatly, so I chop them up amazing, tell them. When I wanna chop tonight, you can stick to the tongues unite. Flicking back on the trigger for the tongue, take flight, get the flipping back up on arms and bite. This is supernatural and it's looking from within, putting it into the mic again. Wanna get ready to kill it, drop it, don't you recognize the realest thing you feel? Everybody got the trouble like a loony bin. I wanna chop tonight, you can stick to the tongues unite. Flicking back on the trigger for the tongue, take flight, get the flipping back up on arms and bite. Also to the insane M to the I, trick a tongue, going bang bang on side. Chopping it up with the flick of the tip of the tongue, get the rock, I'm always shaking cause we chop tonight, chop tonight.
Feels like my brain is broken and I can't find the manual. My lungs are full from every J to Marlboros. Thanks to the world, I've always got my hands full. And all this bullshit I carry is fucking comical. Huh. Yeah, I'm trying not to be homicidal, but all this idiocracy, it seems to keep cycle. It's vital, right? To have all the money and a higher title. Meanwhile, get eaten up by crocodiles. I'm kinda pissed off, cause all the time I've lost. At what cost? To be the boss, man, I was off. I still jerk off, cause one of the crazy to be around. Profound thoughts of me fighting them on the battleground. The underground now is where I lay my head. Without this music, I'd see darker shades of red. Sometimes I dread even getting out of fucking bed, but instead I raise my chin and look ahead.
I'm hiding behind these lies inside. Slowly waiting on my own demise. Every day my demons multiply. Rock bottom's where I live my life. I'm hiding behind these lies inside. Slowly waiting on my own demise. And every day my demons multiply. Rock bottom's where I live my life.
Reality's far from the truth. Kinda insane, neither win or lose. So I pass time with weed and booze. Then life resumes. Shit. My life is full of empty promises and fucked up dreams. I'm hoping things look up and the broken wings carry me. I lost my courage, lonely, not worth it. I'm living in my head with closed curtains, uncertain. And I'm sick of all these asinine games that life plays. I'm tired of being kissed and kicked the same day. But fuck it, don't win in school, then don't play. Cause when you lose, you know your mind will never be the same. It's cool to be the player, it sucks when you get played. And all you need to blame is delay. And the reason you're insane, crazy, and caught up in the mix. Say you throw a little bit like a little wanted bitch, now you all depressed. Smoking a pack and a half a day. Yesterday it seemed like it would end, just like today. My little girl's the only light that guides my way. With half a brain, I put the blade away.
I'm hiding behind these lies inside, slowly waiting on my own demise. And every day my demons multiply. Rock bottom's where I live my life.
I'm a lit fuse. Every single day I gotta deal with these issues. I'm a recluse, but I gotta try to play like I ain't gonna misuse this gun. Playing roulette for one. If you step into my world, you'll end up lifeless and numb. Run, 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 cause the walls are closing in on me and I can't escape the thoughts of death. I swear it's close, my time is done. The sky burns red and the air is permeated with the stench of rotten flesh. I cannot repress all the constant stress that I'm haunted with. I'm living day to day with the sorrow and the pain of the choices that I made. Will I live another day? No, I really can't say, so just stay out my way so I can make it through the day, or I'll have to bring you with me when I blow out my brains. I am out of time. No use in fighting this, cause I have lost my mind. I'm begging for the dark abyss. No one's by my side to try to talk me out of this. So now it's time to die.
I'm hiding behind these lies inside, slowly waiting on my own demise. And every day my demons multiply. Rock bottom's where I live my life.
Yo, yo, it's MC Versatile, and you listening to Uncovering the Underground with my man Skippy Ickham on the Spreaker Podcast, #1 in exposing underground talent.
She bad and she know. She bad and she know. She looking for a real nigga, then it's my time. Tell her she bad and she know. She bad and she know. With all this money, see him looking, but they can't find. Tell her she bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. And out of all these model bitches, man, she catching my eye. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. I'm stacking money to the ceiling tonight. I'ma make her mine.
That's right, she bad and she know. That's why she grabbing her toes. Hey yo, she happened to pose right when I was rapping the flow. I almost stumbled my words when I took a look at them curves. That's when she proved she was a pro, when she moved that shit in reverse. After that she gazed up on stage and I saw she was singing my songs. I really gotta say that I was amazed that this bitch was keeping along. Then I took a hit of the weed. That's right, I puffed on the blunt. She was right in hands reach, so I passed it down to the front. I said she bad and she won't just be happy with smoke, cause she wanna grab me and hope that a bitch could just have me alone. I'm not believing my eyes. Is it just a demon's disguise? Quit with the reasons of why not to dick this breezy tonight. Now as I finished my set, I seen she gave me a wink. Yo, this chick is making me sweat, so I think she's leaving with me. Before I got off the stage, I dropped the mic, good night folks. Then down the steps and to the left was the same broad from my show. Let's go.
Let's go. She bad and she know. She looking for a real nigga, then it's my time. Tell her she bad and she know. She bad and she know. With all this money, see him looking, but they can't find. Tell her she bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. And out of all these model bitches, man, she catching my eye. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. I'm stacking money to the ceiling tonight. I'ma make it right.
Now put your hands through the roof. Everybody turn it up, don't press mute. This bitch is hot like a lit fuse, and she don't wanna talk about her issues. I really can't remember her name, but the city of Denver she claims. Like a red hot ember in flames, she's set in the center of dames. When she got to popping her hips, my jaw just dropped like an LP. I really gotta say that I was amazed at how she rocked with the beat. She's like an angel on earth, except she's famous to flirt. It's almost a shame that when she came, I gotta go away and leave her, because she bad and she know. And that's the most dangerous thing. She ain't gonna trick me to wipe it and then try to come and take half from me. A bad bitch is my problem, and I don't know what what to do. I gotta give it all of my might before I give in to you. Philosophical concept. You're looking at the president of rap. Better keep a grip on your lady, cause hey, she ain't that attached. I said she bad and she know, that's why she grabbing her toes. And yo, she happened to pose right when I was rapping the flow. Let's go.
She bad and she know. She bad and she know. She looking for a real nigga, then it's my time. Tell her she bad and she know. She bad and she know. With all this money, see him looking, but they can't find. Tell her she bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. And out of all these model bitches, man, she catching my eye. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. I'm stacking money to the ceiling tonight, I'ma make her mine. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. And out of all these model bitches, man, she catching my eye. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. I'm stacking money to the ceiling tonight, I'ma make her mine. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. And out of all these model bitches, man, she catching my eye. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. I'm stacking money to the ceiling tonight, I'ma make her mine.
Nine to five. Sick of it. Hey, hey. Yeah. Check it.
Sick of living back and forth, looking for an open door, trying to do what's right, but I don't know no more. All this 9 to 5 got me stressing, so this rap is you impressing, cause it's kinda getting depressing. Chasing checks and able to face it yet. Sick of going job to job, feel like I'm being robbed blind. Look at the pain in my eyes, see the hunger, the anger, the fight, just to make it through the night. Yo, shit ain't right, deal with this kind of struggle, trying to juggle rap, working kids. This can't be it for me, work history getting sickening. Mind playing tricks on me again, this can't be the end. Pick up the mic and sink my teeth in, hopefully me and checks looking like dividends. Man, I gotta face it, getting impatient to hit the pavement. Life's a struggle, welcome to bubble rate of us, trying to adjust, God and lust. But what's the rush when Uncle Sam gotta get his pay cut? 9 to 5, sick of all this 9 to 5, sick of all the struggle, sick of all the pain, sick of feeling born the same, lose my brain, just survive, barely alive with this 9 to 5. Yeah, 9 to 5, sick of all this 9 to 5, sick of all the struggle, sick of all the pain, sick of feeling going insane, lose my brain, just survive, barely alive with this 9 to 5. Yeah. I don't even know why deny it, try and fight it, but it's hard when your loved ones living off one. So you pick up a gun, now you gonna rob a bank, but then you stop and think about the blessings you've been given. Stretch out the weapon, you conceal it with a bitter feeling defeat. Now you're turning, looking to me for answers to be complete, but I cannot answer them. Tired and half dead from not making any bread, and it's gotten me enraged. So a fight must be engaged. The next dude gets in my face, yeah, I'm done with this shit. It's no longer a race, and no longer can I wait for a motherfucker to blow. Wait a minute, Joe's it my time to go? I don't even know, fuck, I'm just trying to leave a legacy. It's all just fake to me, these motherfuckers hating me, but still I grind and I'll shine, going hard for what's mine. These fools won't give me the time, so I had to take it, man. You know I'm paper chasing, yeah. 9 to 5, sick of all this 9 to 5, sick of all the struggle, sick of all the pain, sick of feeling born the same, lose my brain, just survive, barely alive with this 9 to 5. Yeah, 9 to 5, sick of all this 9 to 5, sick of all the struggle, sick of all the pain, sick of feeling going insane, lose my brain, just survive, barely alive with this 9 to 5. Yeah. It's been a couple days since I ain't been paid, driving me insane is that I can't maintain for my family. Now it's all shambling, there's music, I'm gambling, young man rambling. I gotta get it, clock is ticking, pockets itching, baby mama bitching, constant listening, fiends is constant snitching. That's not my business, burning bridge, but fuck you bitches, I'm barely living, scraping by just to get mines. No wonder why I'm ready to die, getting high to ease my mind. Shit ain't fine, every day is like a rewind, time to play it again. Shit ain't fun, it's time for me to get a win, so I pick up the pen, proceed to get it in, man, cause for real, being broke ain't no plan, he'll never see me again. It's time to sink or swim, shout out to my daddy, yeah, fuck him. For real though, who throws their own son in prison? One less soul that I won't be missing, fuck 'em. 9 to 5, sick of all this 9 to 5, sick of all the struggle, sick of all the pain, sick of feeling born the same, lose my brain, just survive, barely alive with this 9 to 5. Yeah. 9 to 5, sick of all this 9 to 5, sick of all the struggle, sick of all the pain. Sick of feeling going insane, lose my brain, just survive, barely alive with this 9 to 5. Yeah. 9 to 5, 9 to 5. Sick of it. 9 to 5, 9 to 5. Sick of it. 9 to 5, 9 to 5.
Yo, what's up? This is Genzo, aka Genzo the Schizo, and you're listening to Uncovering the Underground with my homie Skippy Ecom. This is Spreaker Radio. Find me on YouTube, Genzo the Schizo. That's Jinzo the Schizo, Skitzo. And find me on Facebook, Jordan Genzo Malden. Whoop whoop.
I love you, now love me too. I've been watching you for a long time, girly. Hello, chicky chick, it's time. Let me bend you over and put my dick in your behind. Black candles, scented like cinnamon, to get you all in the mood. Pretty corpse grip handles, cause you're a couple more pounds. I'm hellbound, but we can put together now when I die one day. But for now, eat the booty like pie, even though your lights out. Dig you out, pull your panties to the side, put my dick in your dead vagina and pull you on the inside. Then tie on the television, so I'm fucking your dead body with tentacles and masturbating. Thrusting and moving my hips, pumping my dick in your dead pussy lips. Yeah, it feels so good. I love you. The feel in my chest. I love you. Tingling in my dick. I love you. Got my hands on your breast. Yeah. Your vagina's so cold, but I can warm it up. Yeah, with a lighter or two, and then I put it in and we start to fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I see you, but you don't see me. I love you.
Dead body
I play with your hair. 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 Nobody can love you the way that I do. I love you.
Dead body
I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I see you, but you don't see me. I love you.
Dead body
I play with your hair. 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 Nobody can love you the way that I do. I love you.
Dead body. It's that dead body love, and you know I'm a super freak between the sheets, busting skeets, making dead pussies leak. Oh no, the body's starting to turn. I'm ripping up her guts when I serve her with this worm. I'm a sick man, a necro fucking philiac, leaving dead bitches jaws full of this nutsack. Amen. Please say a prayer for me. I turn into a different entity when I smoke this drink. I blaze. So now we pick a body, dig the bitch up to make sure that she's a hottie. She got that little body that makes me so hard. See, sticking my dick in every hole on her body. I'm in love with this dead broad. I'm not gonna front. The only time I see is when I spark up this blunt. So here we go. Time to light it up. So spark up this blunt so I can kill this fucking cunt.
I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I see you, but you don't see me. I love you.
Dead body
I play with your hair. 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 Nobody can love you the way that I do. I love you.
Dead body
I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I see you, but you don't see me. I love you.
Dead body
I play with your hair. 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 Nobody can love you the way that I do. I love you.
Dead body love.
When I first met Tommy, I was only 13, bouncing a dope-ass Super Ball up and down the street. Then there he was, outside the cemetery. The fog was rolling in, it was really kinda scary. His head was bleeding, said he fell off his bike. So we went back to my spot, I got him some ice. I introduced him to my mom, she didn't pay him no mind. We kicked it all day, Tommy even spent the night. In the morning he was gone, completely out of sight. So I hit the streets to find my new homie with no luck. A couple hours later I was ready to give up, and then there he was in the very same spot. Again with his head bleeding, I'm thinking what the fuck. But then he said, hey, let's play a game, and handed me a rusty blade. Told me there's a guy that lives by himself myself just down the way, and all I had to do was cut his atoms out the sideways. His name was Tommy, my very best friend. We would play all day, the fun would never end. But Tommy had a secret nobody could see, nobody but me. He said we'd be friends till the end of eternity.
Tommy was dead. He was my best friend. He was my best friend. Tommy was my best friend. Tommy was dead. He was my best friend. He was my best friend.
It was cold, I was walking home all alone. Into the woods when I stumbled on a gravestone. Candle wax, so I couldn't quite make out the name. But his name was Tommy, and he died a year ago today. I remember when the kids are flicking boogers at him, tied him to a tree. Nobody ever bothered to help him. I was there when they locked him in a dog cage, threw him off an overpass and left him by the highway. Mean kids, why would they do this? Play tricks, beat him up with rocks and sticks. Quick, take abuse so much you get sick. We were playing kickball and he was always last pick. No remorse from the kids on the playground. Always knocked him down to the dirt till he stayed down. He went home and he got his dad's butcher knife. He finally had enough, he chose to take his life.
I never understood why I always did his bidding, but fuck it, we were homies, that's the only reason needed. Many years later I noticed he hasn't aged. When I asked him about it, he just quickly looked away, spiraled into a rage, threw a table at my face, and vanished without a trace. It was a few days later he decided to explain. He'd been dead for years at the hands of some punks. They were nothing but some bitches, now they all grown up. So I'm creeping outside another house about to rip some guts. Nobody fucks with one of my homies, no matter how long ago it was. He's standing in the kitchen at the sink washing dishes. I grab him by the head and drown him in the water he's sticking. Take his own knife, just start sticking vicious. Blood and water, his feet keep slipping until the thrash and splash and bubbles come to a stop. Fuck a piece of shit, bitch, boldly let his body rot. His name was Tommy, my very best friend. We would play all day, the fun would never end. But Tommy had a secret nobody could see, nobody but me. He said we'd be friends till the end of eternity.
Tommy was dead. He was my best friend. He was my best friend. Tommy was my best friend. Tommy was dead. He was my best friend. He was my best friend.
Just bullshit this whole time. Oh my god.
Smoke blood, I don't give a fuck. Black sludge, building in my lungs. Stay alive, easier said than done. Fuck life, I'm gonna die young. I just like making them all fun. Damn right, I do this stuff for none. That type of shit make you feel dumb. Sneeze white with a little bit of blood. Consume tight, I do what I want. Rest right, swishing in my cup. When it makes it right, like ba da da ba 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 ba. I'll take flight like down the land I'll never come. I don't know whether to write or press my sample to a gun. Do it. I don't know whether to fight, but I feel like I'm not getting done. Don't do it. Do the straight, but it's like I'm the chosen one. I'm trying to join the 27 club. Coke till my nose bleeds. Sip coke till I'm on team. But a motherfucker in the nosebleeds. Smoking dope where they want to see. I'ma do coke till my nose bleeds. Sip coke till I'm on team. I'm a motherfucker in the nosebleeds. Smoking dope where they want to see. I smoke blunts, I don't give a fuck. Black sludge, building in my lungs. Stay alive, easier said than done. Fuck life, I'm gonna die young. I just like making them more fun. Damn right, I do this stuff for none. That tight, but shit make you feel dumb. Sneeze white with a little bit of blood. Consume tight, I do what I want. Rest right, swishing in my cup. When it makes it right, put it up
I was pretty like, man, I wonder what he's gonna say about this. What's Dan gonna think?
There's a bad feeling outside my window. Let it in. It wants to sin. There's a gray spot of rain in the doorway. Let it go. It wants to know how yesterday could be so cruel. How I could sail on a ship of fools. I don't think I can, so I'm telling the wolves again. Save me from myself. Save me from this world. I don't think I can, so I'm telling the wolves again. Please take me instead. Please take me again. There's an empty void upon my shoulders. Lift away again today. There's resentment carried by the demons. The price was paid. Regrets don't fade. How this morning exists so true. Fable the scars untold who knew. I don't think I can, so I'm telling the wolves again. Save me from myself. Save me from this world. I don't think I can, so I'm telling the wolves again. Please take me instead. Please take me again.
telling the wolves again. Save me from myself. Just save me from this world. I don't think I can. So I'm telling the wolves again. Please take me instead. Please take me again.
Through your window as you're sleeping tight. I'm the boogeyman, come to life, a mask of bloody shape in the night. Place my hand on your mouth, the other strikes your face. I won't leave a mark, but you best believe my rage will leave a trace. Coming undone, your clothes are gone, what you gonna do now, I ask? Begging for help, your words are noise that lose their value fast. Better keep it down, I'm not the one, I don't give a fuck what your boyfriend has. Beg at my feet, you filthy bitch, and open up that ass. Right here to treasure, right at you. Leave you broken down like the feeble little insect that you are. Stop me, I break this of you. Just to taunt you now, I let you feel me, violate you with these scars. Cry me a river and take it. Like a good girl, your compliance is a must to make it far. Stop me, defeat me, control me. What's the matter, doll? You didn't know that this moment was ours. Just close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Just close those eyes and believe that you're safe, my dear. Trust in my words, but beware, I am the one you fear. This pain I bring shall release all the things you hide. Play my game and obey the way of the name or die. Locking all the doorways when you try to flee. Not a good idea, I'm death in the flesh and I feast on misery. Tie your hands to your legs and now you'll never leave. I'm loving the noise you make when you fight with me and struggle to breathe. Hit you again, the bruises rise, your beautiful skin is split. Fear in your eyes, I hold them open and fill them with my spit. Feeling my breath on your neck as I force myself to beside your dried up slit. So crying for help won't save you now and only get you hit. Break you and make you berate. Smother out your hope and leave you empty and dying inside. No one is coming for you. Just to taunt you now, I let you loose and cut free all the ties you bind. Defiled and beaten today. Leave from trauma blessed upon your flesh until your mind is open wide. Follow the bag, the last thing that you hear before you meet the bag and get the number you're assigned. Those eyes and believe that you're safe, my dear. Trust in my words, but beware, I am the one you fear. This pain I bring shall release all the things you hide. Play my game and obey the way of the name or die.
Below the influence music. Below the influence music.
This is not the end. I will live again. This is not the end. I will prevail.
Here I come now, suckers better run now. Spitting so much heat, the devil got a gun now. Better man to flee, cause you won't get a hold of me. Sitting on your throne ain't gonna stop my evil stuff. Bow. Call me Gabriel, a maniac, insanely bold. Keep my name untold, I'm mainly backed by hate and soul. This ain't a chapter in a motherfucking story, nor a manufactured puppet taking orders and reporting from a hand alone. In case you wanna throw down, hit you with a blow, so much force you'll be below ground. Born a Luciferian, and you know how we roll. Take you to a state inside your mind where every soul is sold. Pray upon your God if you ain't never heard of me. Afraid you have forgotten who dispersed the pain eternally. So call me evil, but the truth remains the same. That I've been casted down to earth, and it's the humans I will reign. I'm a fight.
This is not the end.
I'm a fight.
I will live again.
I'm a fight.
This is not the end.
I'm a fight.
I will prevail.
I popped a pill and overdose. My heart was still. Looked at the devil in her eyes and told her that I kill. She played a beat and said to prove it, so I went to fill. Each and every single sound I spit, that shit so ill. She mentioned coming to agreement, maybe make a deal. I told her only if it's true, show me what is real. Next thing I know, I see the curtains opening. I'm standing on the stage with all these people screaming, loads of beasts. This ain't a scheme for me to sell for market in this music. This is a story that I tell so I won't fucking lose it. I go through PTSD every single day. In fact, I need these demons in me so I know what words to lay. I feel the light inside, it glistens. The truth that I provide to keep the hype alive. Are you listening? You should probably pay attention to me. You might need to know these facts so you stay out of the heat. I'm a fight.
This is not the end.
I'm a fight.
I will live again.
I'm a fight.
This is not the end.
I'm a fight.
I will prevail.
Sometimes I feel like everybody always sleeps on me. The druggies from my past think they defeat, but ain't got fleets on me. The growth that I've been showing escalated past the gods, but they acting like the druggies have made it up at the top. Fucking bullshit. These weekend motherfuckers ain't growing shit, and you ain't never been seeing these bitches spit like I have been. I created a movement and made it to the underground. Even got Neck or another letters chilling like in my sound. I went from nothing to something. I'm an elitist in the making. All these others are basic, they ain't a prospect of the fame. See, I'm a beast individual, resurrected after death, and all the others are criminals, only flexing cause they left. These motherfuckers are pitiful. Never seen a grown adult stirring up ruckus so literal that they claiming they the best. Just let me bow my head and pray they lay to rest. I'm a fight.
This is not the end.
I'm a fight.
I will live again.
I'm a fight.
This is not the end.
I'm a fight.
I will prevail.
I'm a fight. I'm a fight. I'm a fight.
This is not the end.
I'm a fight. I'm a fight. I'm a fight.
I will live again.
I'm a fight. I'm a fight. I'm a fight.
This is not the end.
I'm a fight. I'm a fight. I'm a fight.
I will prevail.
Yo, what's good? What's good? It's your girl Jade the Nightmare. You're listening to Uncovering the Underground with my man Skippy Ikum on Speaker Podcast Radio Show, bringing you nothing but underground music.
Beter fatalen. Beter fatalen. Fatalen.
Can't reverse, no hearse. Spot is dispersed, my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with the dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. Can't reverse, no hearse. Spot is dispersed, my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with the dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. Voices rush into mine. Ain't no sweating to the peak, bring the bloody seat, now stand back in the face of me. The first in my eyes, I hand a melodic beat and skin from my fires. The stuff and feeling ready for quantity for it to flex. I'm amused by my tendency to always feel rage. Trash bags exposed without a trace. Use and abuse like the beat of that grace. All up when I'm dead, no place when I'm here. Die young from the game, ain't nothing I fear. nothing, and nothing I'm in reverse, no hurts. Spot is dispersed, my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with the dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like I seen no witch. Can't reverse, no hurts. Spot is dispersed, my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with the dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like I seen no witch. God can't save us. Throw me over. Sipping it back, spit it on fast, he's black, but I never look back. Look at me, lines make me hack. Now step so back as it's time to go. Keep it till it can't choke. Position of bitch sticks out, never get home. No, we all fall down, we all fall down, we all fall down, we all fall down. Vertical crucifix, I'll say the lamb, scribble fluid, looses out, don't get the ground. Can't reverse, no hurts. Spot is dispersed, my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with a dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a feel of witch. Can't reverse, no hurts. Spot is dispersed, my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with a dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a feel of witch. Very well polished back, stick a sun down my eyes, roll back and drop heavy thunder, rain pour, and raven fall. It blood all falls apart, I see the red door. Wrap around 6 times like a 7, but no skip lines. From great to stage, grow for 9, 7 times to normal age. We can animals along the cage. Lemon situated up on the wall in the days. The magnets got me twisted out. The city's spinning the lipstick out. I fall back, but you can't catch me. I'm falling to the earth. 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 Can't reverse, no hurts. Spot is dispersed, my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with the dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a feel of witch. Can't reverse, no hurts. Spot is dispersed, my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with the dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a feel of witch. Can't reverse, no hurts. Spot is dispersed, my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with the dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a feel of witch.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the very first episode of Uncovering the Underground Radio Talk Show through Speaker Radio Talk Show hosting. And my name is Skippy Ickham of Brutal Business Entertainment. I do want to take the time to thank you for checking out our very first episode of what will be many to come. If you are listening, I ask that you click the share button and spread this to your family and friends across all social media platforms, because the more buzz we get and the bigger we get, the more we can do with the show and more people we can bring on the show. So it'd really be appreciated if you would do that for us. We will be airing every other Thursday night from 8 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. From 8 to 9, we will be doing unfiltered, unedited underground music. And from 9 to 10:30 each show, we will be doing interviews, in-depth interviews, I should say, with underground artists of all kinds, talking over different topics and subjects and getting to know them behind the scene. Now, tonight's show, we have a very fun show planned. We do have Minnesota-based hip-hop artist LiMiT on the show. That is LiMIT. We'll be jumping over with him in just a moment to kind of kick it and kind of dig into his brain and see what makes him tick. But before we do that, I did want to go over and thank the artists who were on the playlist tonight prior to the beginning of the talk show portion. So shout out to 9 Stitch Method, Illitant, Dean, Jay Caulfield, Loke Saint featuring C-Ray, Sick Fist, MC Versatile, Craze, Closer to Hell, Jinzo, Madhouse, Black Mask, Dog Day Sunrise, Name Withheld, Low, and Jay the Nightmare. So much love to all you guys for sending in submission tracks for the radio show. Was glad to have you a part of that, and I'll continue to have you guys on the rotation of the show throughout the shows. Like I said, we have a lot of episodes coming up. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give a quick bio about our boy LiMiT here, and then we'll go ahead and jump right into the interview with him. So as I already said, he is a southern Minnesota-based hip-hop artist, and his style varies, as does his music, hitting on a multitude of different hip-hop styles and sounds. He was influenced by many artists, but the most notable are Tupac, Biggie, 50 Cent, and Eminem. At the age of 12, LiMiT began his venture towards lyrical domination, doing remixes and free verses whilst also uploading many music videos of his own original work. After years of working his craft, he would eventually find himself signed to Minnesota record label known as Sick Fucks. After working with them a short time, he concluded that he wanted to walk a separate path. Shortly after, LiMiT and a fellow recording artist, Levi West, decided it was time to go back to their roots, and Permitted Misbehaving Records was born. LiMiT lately has been working on perfecting his video skills as well as audio engineering. He is also sitting on 2 unreleased EPs that will be coming to light, with the first titled Me coming out January 6th, just a few days away, 2019. And the second, Boots and Button-Ups, making its appearance in mid to late 2019. Now, without further delay, I do want to welcome and say hello to my good friend LiMiT. Thank you for kicking it with us tonight, homie, and being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It's good to be here.
Absolutely. Been a fan a long time, so it definitely was a no-brainer to have you on the show. Like I said, personally a fan. We got some music that we're going to be releasing coming up, obviously, together. I think the fans are going to love, and it was just something that I wanted to bring you on when I thought about who I wanted to have as one of my first guests on the show, and your name certainly came up number one. So I wanted to get you on the show, so welcome. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing well, man. I'm excited to dive into this interview.
Absolutely. We're going to get, I do things a little bit differently than most. I did, for those who are listening, you may or may not know, I did work a radio talk show called the Brutal Business Entertainment Talk Show on NFGR, No Fucks Given Radio, and we had a lot of fun there and talked to artists and got in depth, laughed our asses off. It was just a raw underground show, and we kind of keeping that tradition with this new show. The only difference being is it was me and a co-host before, my boy Demo Demon of my label Brutal Business. This time around, it's just going to be me. NFGR Radio closed its doors, unfortunately, decided to call it quits, and I sure as fuck wasn't done doing what I do. I was only just beginning, so I wanted to start uncovering the underground and do just that. Uncover the underground, talk to great artists such as yourself, dig through music, and talk over subjects, let people know who you are behind the scenes. So, we're certainly going to do that, tonight and get in depth with that. So, it is a new year, and as a new year comes, so it does new change. So one of the first things I wanted to talk to you about was, what is your New Year's resolution, not only personally, but what is your New Year's resolution as an artist, if you're willing to share that with us?
Honestly, I really just need to gain a real fan base, something outside of, the local people that I know in my hometown and surrounding towns. I would like to get some more fans, some real diehard fans outside of the state of Minnesota, despite, representing Minnesota to the fullest. I would really like to expand my fan base to different states, different countries, and really all around the world.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's the goal you want to push for, because, it's pivotal that when you start out, you do work your ass off to get to where you need to be locally, whether it be within your city, within your county, within your state. But then, as you build that up and you put that staple in your area, then it's time to kind of move out and spread beyond that and gain that. And I definitely think that you have the sound. Your lyrical ability is top notch. And, something we're going to dive into here shortly, the amount of material that you put out is just very impressive. As someone who has been a long-time MC and writer, I can definitely show love for that, because you are definitely a monster. So, I'm glad to hear that, your New Year's resolution, is to just kind of keep pushing and taking over, as you should. Now, is that both your personal and musical New Year's resolution, or is it that just your musical?
That's probably just my musical resolution as of right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, not a problem. So that sounds great. I like it. And then, I did want to ask, because we didn't ask that right away. How long have you been doing the rap game?
About over a decade. Right now.
Okay. No, you got your time in. You're invested. I like it. I mean, that's a nice little time in it. And, it only goes up from there. And I think, as me and you were talking about previous to the show, still constantly learning new things and growing. And I made a statement earlier that if you reach a point that you're stopping learning things, or you're no longer learning, no longer growing, then it's time to put the mic down. And that's truly the case, is because I've been doing this for 20 years at this point, and every day, every week, every month, I'm still learning new things and fixing my mistakes from before.
Yeah, definitely. I have a saying that I tell all the people that I work with, that practice doesn't make perfect, it makes improvements. And that's a saying that I will live by probably till the day I die.
No, I really like that, actually. That's definitely a dope-ass saying, because it's very true. Now, diving into some of the things I have here, the way I like to do things is I don't like to do it traditionally. We will do the traditional interview throughout this, where we do ask, the regular basic questions you hear on every interview. I'll ask some bizarre off-the-wall questions. I'll throw some bizarre off-the-wall facts at you, and we'll even talk about some crazy topics and discussions. And I don't always do it in the same format that it's question, 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 and then topic, topic, topic. I kind of throw them back and forth just to kind of keep you on your toes. I know a big thing that's going on right now in the media is the movie Bird Box. Now, I'm not sure if you've seen that or not, but it seems like it has been an internet sensation. It's taking over everything I'm seeing and hearing about on all the memes. I did watch it with my wife the other day, and I was impressed myself. There is some questions left on my mind, but did you have a chance to check that out?
Yeah, I did. Me and my fiance also watched it, and it was pretty good. I don't know if it lives up to the hype that is out on Facebook and all the memes and everything, but it is definitely a top-notch movie.
It is. It's a dope concept. I liked it. I agree with you on that. I think it was a very well put together movie. I liked it. I did get left with some questions that I feel, sometimes a movie can leave you with questions, which is a good thing. I felt like this kind of just left me with questions like I felt that were unanswered. It wasn't that it was supposed to be that way. I just think that they didn't put the thought into truly explaining a couple things that I'd come across, but definitely think it was still dope. I agree with you on the fact, though, I don't think that it's reaching the hype that it's getting, though. I mean, it was a good movie, but there's many others that blow that away that didn't get anywhere near the amount of publicity this one's getting.
Oh, yeah, easily.
But I do give a shout out to Netflix, though, because they've been killing it on the series and the movies. Every time they seem to put something out, it's pretty dope. They are fucking up the cable industry, like Netflix and Amazon, or not Amazon, but Verizon. They are definitely causing them some competition with, the cheaper service, the, streaming, and just, anything you want to watch is right there at the fingertips for way less of a price, and they're coming up with their own original content like Stranger Things.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree.
What's your thoughts on that? I wasn't even part of my topic tonight, but have you seen Stranger Things at all?
Yeah, I watched the first and second season. I'm excited for season 3 to come out.
I am as well. So, okay, seems like I get like a mixed reviews on that. Some people will be like, oh, I love that shit. And other people are like, it's stupid as fuck.
No, I definitely think it's really, old school feeling to it. But
I do, and I love that because I'm a baby of the 80s. So, like, I see the 80s feel in it, and, like, the tape players and just, like, the fucking shoes that they're wearing, like the Converse and all that. And it just takes me back a little bit, and it cracks me up.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a big fan of the Stranger Things series that they have.
No, absolutely. Well, that's good to hear, man. I'm glad to hear that. Like I said, it's great to get to know an artist. Anybody can ask how long you've been doing something, what your plans are, which, like I said, we will dive into, but I like to get to know you as far as, like, a media side. What do you like watching? What do you like listening to? Things of that nature, because I know the fans want to hear that as well, and it helps keep them, on their toes with your music and you as a person and a human being. Now, a couple other things I wanted to jump into. This is more of the topic portion, just a couple things that I read recently that I thought were very peculiar and needed to be talked about. I seen an article yesterday that Vermont is paying people up to $10,000 over a 2-year period for anyone who is willing to move to their state but still works outside of the state, or the company that they work for is outside of the state. They have to work remotely from home, and they'll give them up to $10,000 over 2 years until their limit of $500,000 is reached, to try to bring new people to Vermont because their population is almost non-existent. Kind of a strange thing I just wanted to throw out there. Not even so much of opinion on that, but just something that kind of blew my mind, and I wanted to, just at least discuss it on the show, because how peculiar. A state willing to pay you to move there, and I think they said that their population is only, and I felt like it was a typo. It might still be. I haven't got the fact checked it, but it said somewhere in the 600,000 range is their population for Vermont.
Where do you sign up? Because I'll move to Vermont, and I'll still.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, damn. So, like, I move there. I don't even have to work here, but I move there, and you're willing to pay me $10,000 just to live.
Yeah, I am. I'm game with that. That sounds like a job I could get with.
Really bizarre, though. I mean, I was reading a bunch of news, headlines, which I have to do for the shows that I do and different things I'm involved with. But that one kind of caught me. I was like, okay, that's definitely kind of peculiar, and kind of interested in seeing how that's going to turn out.
Yeah,
other news tonight. Looks like Blake Nordstrom of Nordstrom's, the store company, co-president, died unexpectedly at 58 years old of lymphoma. That's a shame. I mean, Nordstrom's obviously is a very large store. There's some other deaths that I wanted to bring to people's attention if you're not aware out there. Like I said, we talk over several different topics. Bob Einstein, who was from Curb Your Enthusiasm, he played Super Dave. He actually passed away at 76. And something I noticed very peculiar, so he passed away at 76. Daryl Dragon, who was the captain on the TV show The Captain in Tenili, died at 76. And then someone who I grew up with watching, Mean Gene Okerlund of WWE, who is a Hall of Famer inducted by Hulk Hogan years back, died this week as well of the age of 76. Just thought it was really strange that 3 big celebrities died all within about 2 days of one another, all of the exact same age.
That is strange. It sounds like the new 23.
The new 23, exactly. And if people that don't, no, it was 27, wasn't it?
27, yeah, 27.
27, yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna say, I was thinking 23 was too young. Yeah, you got Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison. I mean, it just goes on and on. Amy Winehouse. It's very peculiar.
Yes.
Still got some thoughts on that as well. I don't know if I should even share and get into those anytime on the radio, because sometimes I can, some of my thoughts will incite rage and not necessarily you, but the fans, and I don't want to do that just yet. Got to let them marinate a little bit before I offend them.
Oh, yeah.
Now, another interesting story I've seen, and like I said, most of this is just headlines I wanted to bring up, and then we're going to dive into your interview, but I've seen that a serial killer who had raped and murdered 10 women and 1 girl in northwest China has been executed this week. Gao Chengyong, 54, was dubbed the China's Jack the Ripper for targeting females dressed in red, and he would follow them home and kill them by oftentimes slitting their throat. Between 1988 and 2002, was caught and now has been executed. So, good news there. Not everything was good that I said so far, but that's a good one. Fuck you, buddy. Burn in hell for the things that you've done. And don't get me wrong, I follow serial killers pretty closely. I've always been fascinated by them, but still, at the end of the day, this dude's a piece of shit, and he can fucking die. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see what else we got here. So one of the things I did want to get into, and I was talking to my wife about the show this evening, and she said I shouldn't ask any opinions on this because it shouldn't be brought up on the show, but God damn it, I'm doing it anyway. What are your thoughts? And I don't ask your political thoughts, religious thoughts, anything like that, but what is your thoughts as far as the government shutdown until President Trump receives enough funds to build the wall, and about also the recent conflict, if you've read, where the Mexican people were trying to cross the border and we were hitting them with tear gas and mace, and they were like throwing babies over barbed wire fences that I was reading about. I don't know if you've seen that portion of it, but what is your thoughts, not necessarily on the presidency or anything like that, but just the wall in general and the shutdown of America's government to fund a wall around the border?
Honestly, it just sounds like it's causing a lot of unnecessary problems and a lot of like pain around, just America and Mexico.
I agree 100%. I mean, it's I don't understand. I mean, I get where the need for the wall, the concept of the wall came from. I don't understand necessarily the method we're going about to achieve it.
Right.
I don't see shutting down the entire government until you get your way being a proper way of being a leader, because now you have tons of people who are not getting paid. You have national parks that are not getting mowed, that are not getting cleaned up. Trees are not being taken care of. Restrooms are not being taken care of. I read an article that people were breaking into national parks and destroying shit because there's no one there to actually watch the parks because they're not working. And that's just one of a million situations that's going on because of the fact that these jobs are being being suspended at the moment to help fund until he gets his way of funding a wall that ultimately, in my mind, I feel they're going to dig under or just find a way to climb over.
Yeah, there's always going to be a way around something to get into, the United States.
There is. I mean, look at the tunnels that they've made over the years where there's been hundreds of tons of cocaine or hundreds of tons of marijuana that they're using those tunnels to transport these drugs that were, 3 miles long under the ground from Mexico into America. And you think a wall is going to stop that?
Exactly. It doesn't make too much sense to me,
It doesn't
honestly.
make too much goddamn sense. And one thing I thought was really crazy is they've now said that the Border Patrol doesn't really want it to be a cement wall or like a fence wall. They want it to be a see-through material so that they can at least see the other side if need be. And I'm thinking, so if you don't want it to be like a metal chain link fence of some sort or like see-through metal fence, you don't want it to be a cement fence. Are you going to make like an entire wall of some type of see-through composite? Because that would be insanely expensive. And if anything, you could just melt that most likely.
Yeah, the whole thing just seems kind of backwards to me. So
No, I agree. I just wanted to kind of pick your brain a little bit on that and see, as it's obviously a very, very big topic going on right now around America involving a lot of different people. Definitely something that I wanted to at least bring up because people like to hear about that shit. But a couple other things that I wanted to talk to you about is I don't know if you've seen the article, just kind of related to music right now. If you've ever heard of the DJ Avicii, who died at the age of 28 years old. They announced, I think it was this morning or yesterday, that the entire fortune of the late Swedish DJ is going to be given to his parents. They stand to inherit $25 million right now, and according to finance records from Swedish tax agency, the Grammy-nominated superstar was found dead while vacationing in Oman in April of 2018 at the age of only 28 years old. And he didn't leave a will, was unmarried, and didn't have any children, so the money is automatically given to his parents along with his estate. But very impressive, 28 years old, and already had a net worth for DJing of $25 million.
that is that's crazy. That's unfortunate, man. That's a young age to
It is
go.
a young age, and unfortunately, it was due to his own hand. It wasn't a traditional suicide, I would say, but from what I had read, he had complications, and he was partying so heavily that he actually quit touring at one point. I guess I don't know if it's said in the article I read. I'd have to look it back up. But he quit a little while back, even playing, because he was in such bad health from partying, and it ultimately caught up to him and killed him. At the age, because he was having, I think, organ failure and things because of partying so hard. And I'm thinking, damn, you really have to go in to be having organ failure at 28 years old.
28, yeah, that is ridiculous. But that's how it is these days with a lot of these people who become famous at such a young age. They go too hard. They go way too. They don't know when to stop with drugs and alcohol anymore.
No, you're correct. They don't. I mean, look at several deaths and even the hip-hop industry in the last couple of years. So many good people have passed away because they just don't know the tipping point of when to stop. They just keep going. I think they think that they have to, prove something, so they party as hard as they possibly can instead of just having a good time. They got to be the one that, look how much so-and-so can party, and unfortunately, it usually catches up to them.
Unfortunately, yeah.
It's a shame. Yeah, so I seen that. I was pretty surprised. I knew he was very popular. I knew he was a very successful DJ. I did not realize he was worth that much already. They actually said he is one of the most successful DJs of all time.
25 million, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. I'm sure I could find something to do with all of it.
Yeah.
Now, another article real quick, and we're almost done on the headline side, but very sad article. It seems like a couple of the ones that I've been reading are sad. Unfortunately, that's not my intent, but that's some of the things I've seen. In Atlanta, Georgia, earlier this week, 2 boys unfortunately lost their lives, a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old. The 15-year-old was showing 3 of his buddies a 9mm handgun in the back shed of the yard. He accidentally discharged the weapon, which happens all too often with young kids. Shot his 17-year-old friend and killed him on the spot. They went and called the police to report it, and when the police showed up, the 15-year-old ran between the homes and then shot himself in the head and killed himself. It must have obviously been because of the guilt that he felt for killing his friend, but definitely it made the headlines, and it was just a very sad article. Once again, so young to unfortunately have these things happen, even with the death of his friend. Suicide's never the answer. It's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. even though this one was definitely a pretty big issue.
Yeah.
Another news tonight, 7-year-old was killed in Texas. A red pickup truck pulled up next to the car and unloaded a gun into their car and killing the 7-year-old in the back seat. They have no idea who the shooter was or why, other than he was a white male with a beard in a red pickup truck. It was a black family that he shot at, and the 7-year-old did die, unfortunately. Now, one of the subjects, getting to something we can actually kind of discuss now that we got those couple things out of the way, is the homeless situation in America. I mean, I read a thing that said there is enough vacant homes in the United States to give every single homeless person 6 homes. There's that many just dwellings that are sitting there vacant in our country. Yet the homeless problem is rampant, especially in places like California and Seattle, which I recently visited. And I got to tell you, I've seen homeless in many cities. I've never seen anything like that, like I did in Seattle. So what is your thoughts on the homeless epidemic in America? I mean, just, obviously it's something you can't control, but what is your thoughts on it and how do you feel about it?
Well, I think if the government wants to ask a different, country or whatever for funding for a wall, they could somehow figure out how to, find a way to fund homes for some of these homeless people.
No, absolutely. I mean, just think of that. 6 homes per each individual homeless person in the United States. There's that many homes that just sit there. And how many homes do you see in a neighborhood that was beautiful, that sat for years and years, and then just fell apart because no one lived in it? There was no upkeep, but it once was a beautiful home.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It truly is. And you'd think that there would be some type of program, for that to get people into these homes. And it blows my mind some of the waste that Americans have, that some of the other countries don't do the same things we do. No, I love America. By no means am I talking shit on where I live, but there's a lot of excess where there's things just like the homes that just sit here, and we would rather let them fucking fall down than give them to someone.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, these homes go to foreclosure. They go to the banks. The banks have to try to sell them. They can't. They lose money. They sit there and rot. Or the bank ends up getting the home back and selling the home for $30,000 to a flipper who might not end up selling it either. So you would think there would be more things in place to help with situations like this. It just kind of blows my mind, some of the waste that we have around here and don't do things with.
Yeah, it all just boils down to money and how the government can make more money.
Yep, that's what it is. That I heard you say something in, I think it was one of your songs. I think it was actually one of the songs we're going to air tonight. That you say the line, "If I speak the truth, you call me a conspiracy theorist."
Yeah. Yep.
And I mean, I don't know your stance on that, but I am heavy. I hate to use the term conspiracy theorist, but I am heavy into thinking outside the box.
Definitely.
And that can be some of the most offensive conversations you can have. So usually I keep my mouth shut in everyday life. But there's a lot of things that I bring up to people that make them think outside the box, whether it angers them or they're like, oh, wow. I like to let people think a different way than they do now. Now, some people say, oh, you believe that. I never said I believe that. I just said I believe in the possibility of that.
Exactly.
I'm open to the possibility of these things being the actual truth.
Well,
aside from what you heard was the truth.
Yeah, exactly. Until you get some sort of fact, then everything is possible.
Absolutely. And the big thing is I'm a firm believer that mass media and news stations and broadcasting bring you the story that's going to make the most static and most money for them.
Exactly.
Or for an agenda. So they can tell you that a shooting happened tonight and it was this color person and this many men and it went down this way and it happened this certain way that you're going to believe, because how do you know? Oh, I heard it on the news. So then you tell your friend, oh, did you hear about the news story? Did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? And everyone starts to believe it. It spreads quickly like a wildfire. And then that's truth. Even though none of us were there to see it happen, none of us ever actually witnessed it, but yet it automatically becomes solidified as truth because we heard it across 5 or 6 news stations. Little do we know, it didn't go down anything like that. And that just made millions of dollars in headlines for those news companies that work together, even though they're competitors of one another. and we don't ever know what actually happened.
Exactly.
Definitely. I like that line when I heard it. I like that song, man. That was I think that was off of Victim that we're going to be playing here in a little bit.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a dope song. The whole meaning of the song and everything you said in that definitely strikes home with a lot of things that I believe in. So one thing I did want to pick your brain on, and I want to see a couple of things we're going to talk about on that topic is, seems like the recent craze in Hollywood the last several years has been superhero movies, superhero memorabilia, everything that you can think of, every character that you can think of that's ever been in a superhero comic or movie. It gets its own movie then at that point. What is your thoughts on this recent superhero craze? Do you like... I have a lot of friends that I'm into that are big fucking dorks, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm a dork too, but they know every fucking thing you could think about when it comes to comics and superheroes, and that's their thing. I have other ones that could give two shits about it. What's your take? Are you someone that was, as a kid, really was into superheroes? Were you not? And if so, who is your favorite superhero?
I'm definitely into superheroes, and I'm really digging, obviously, what Marvel's doing. And I've heard DC's Aquaman has turned a lot of heads, a lot more than Batman versus Superman and the Justice League movie has done. Aquaman has sort of put them on the right direction. But as a kid, man, always Wolverine has been my favorite. Which
one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, I mean, my name is Logan, and I've always been really, really hairy and sort of stocky and short. So I've always... to my friends, at least, I've always been portrayed as the Wolverine kind of guy in our friend group.
No, that makes sense. I'm trying to think. It's hard for me to pick a favorite. I definitely liked Logan a lot. X-Men as a kid were probably my favorites. The original X-Men cartoon I watched all the time as a kid. I loved it. I love Batman a lot too, don't get me wrong. I never really was in that much to Superman. But Batman was always my thing, the Punisher. So I guess I must have had a thing for vigilantes. But no, I always was really cool with, Professor X and Wolverine and Rogue and everyone in the X-Men cast. But I would have to say that it would be either Wolverine or Bishop, I think, would be my two favorite characters.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Absolutely, but they're definitely making a killing off them. It seems like every time I blink my eye, there's another superhero movie coming out. I can't keep up with them, so I'm trying to, but it's too much to keep up with. That's for sure. But they're making a killing, and I like watching them. Me and my wife recently started watching a couple of the ones we hadn't seen, and I'll tell you what, there's some damn good movies out there right now. The special effects are on point.
Yeah, they're pretty insane right now.
I go back sometimes and watch the old school movies, not even superheroes, but just old school movies in general from the 70s and 80s, and I look at, as anybody would, but I look at the special effects in some of the horror movies or action movies, and then I watch movies now, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
they made it good for what they had to work with, but damn.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's take a look. So I want to bring up a subject. I don't know if you've seen, and this sparked a lot of debate I've seen across the internet, across just the world, that there was an American named John Allen Chow. He visited the isolated island in the seas between Indian and Southern East Asia and was bringing gifts, which included a football and fish, to an Indian tribe that's uninhabited by... They don't have any contact with man. It's actually forbidden to go to this island. And he tried to interact with some of the tribesmen who are known for surviving by hunting, fishing, collecting wild plants, and they're also known for attacking anyone who comes near with bows and arrows and spears. The first time this guy went there, he had a boat take him. He got off the boat and swam to the island, brought them gifts, talked to them for a little while, but ultimately was chased off the island, and actually an arrow struck him, but luckily enough, where it hit him, he was holding a book, and it just so happened to be the Bible. He was a missionary. He spread the word of God and Christianity everywhere he went, and his hope, what I read, was to go to this Indian tribe who knows nothing of English, who knows nothing of God. They don't believe the same things we believe, and he wanted to go to these people and teach them the word of the Lord. And he was chased off. Well, apparently that night he went and wrote about his experience, had the boatman take him back the next day, left all his belongings and said, make sure this gets to my family. He swam back to the island again, and they watched him enter the woods, and then they never seen him come back out alive. The following day, they seen the Indians dragging his dead body across the beach and ultimately burying him on the beach. Now, with the guidelines of this country, his body will never be retrieved. No one is allowed to go to this island to get him. He should not have even been on this island. But he pretty much knew he was going to die trying to go there and spread the word of the Lord. I don't know if you heard that article about that, but there was a lot of debate that people said that military forces or someone should go in to retrieve his body. If the Indians were to fight back, that they should be pretty much terminated, because that's insane that they would do this to this man who caused them no harm. But my personal take on it is he had no fucking right to ever be on that island, and he knew better. And this is an uninhabited people that are never to be disturbed by a regular human life, and he chose to break that. So I feel no, sorrow for this man and what happened to him, and I feel bad for his family. I feel bad that he had to pass, but at the same time, I believe that he should remain there on that island forever, and I believe that it was very justified. What's your feelings on a topic like that? Do you think that he was in the right to try to go and do that, even though law said he should not be able to go onto that island? Or do you feel that he pretty much got what was coming to him?
No, I completely agree with you on that one. He already went there once, and he got, shot at with arrows and everything. If he decided to go back, he obviously had some sort of death wish, and something was not right in his head. I think that the Indian people of that island had every right to protect their island and take him out. I don't think any sort of military should try to terminate them just because of what one kid like that decided to go and try to spread the word of God to them.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to understand that these people don't even speak our language, and
Exactly.
we don't know their language. They are a remote tribe that speaks their own fucking language. So I don't know how this kid thought that he would go there and communicate with them, for one, especially known as being violent people. To teach them about a God that they know nothing about, nor would they give a shit. They are known for chasing people off the island. He was chased off the island and even struck, luckily enough, that his Bible saved him, ironically. And, he chose to go back. I think in his heart he knew he was going to die, and maybe he felt that he would be a martyr if he went and died for his religion, but I don't believe that. I mean, I think it was a waste of his own life. That's pretty much committing suicide for no reason, which actually in the Bible is against what God would ever want you to do. But I thought that was an interesting topic, that there was a lot of American people, mostly in the Christianity community, ironically enough, that want this tribe terminated and pretty much wiped out for bringing such violence on someone who had nothing but good intentions. But it's always ironic that the people who want the most violence for them are the people who are supposed to be the most peaceful. Just
Right.
kind of a fun little ironic thing there.
Yeah.
But brings us to our interview question portion. I definitely did want to get into actually interviewing. I wanted to go over a few fun topics with you, just kind of pick your brain. We're going to actually get you into some questions that you can kind of give me background on. I know we did already kind of touch this one, but I want to get a little bit more in depth. How did you get started? When did you get started? And how did you come up with the name?
Well, I started probably about 10 years back, like I said before. And really my mother had always played like some Tupac CDs, and I remember she had the Slim Shady LP or EP, one of those. Yeah, and I always had fun with words like that. So slowly and slowly, I started writing more and more. And I went through a few different names, but the one that stuck was LiMiT. And behind LiMiT is my initials, which is LMT, just with I's in the middle. So I was, kind of inspired by Eminem,
But it's still pretty dope. I obviously know your name and I know your artist name. Never pieced that together, honestly. So that's why these interviews are not only awesome for the fans, but they're awesome for myself, because I get to know so much about artists that I even listen to and like, that I even communicate on a personal level with, that I wouldn't have never known that. So that's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, another question I had down for you was, if you had to pick the greatest moment so far in your music career, what so far would be your greatest moment or greatest achievement?
Oof.
Putting you on the spot.
Yeah, probably putting together my own sort of local hip hop showcases. In this year of 2019 will be our third year doing a local hip hop showcase for people around, southern Minnesota to be able to perform for their local, fan bases and everything.
Okay. No, that's awesome. I do the same here in Pennsylvania in the Pittsburgh area, and it's one of my big passions. I love putting on show. I actually have a show February 23rd at the Sidebar in Katanning, PA. And I'm actually doing a mix of metal and rap. I've done a lot of rap shows there over the years, but I've thrown a lot of metal shows too. And I decided I wanted to kind of mix them together and do a metal rap show, and I think it's going to go very well. But I just love being behind it, finding artists that I think have a voice that maybe isn't getting heard the right way. A couple of the artists are going to be like one of their first or second shows ever, but they are pretty dope. And I'm getting them on as openers, and then I got some bigger acts and some, some awesome metal bands. I got my man Harley Dice, who's a fucking just monster on the mic, coming to play that show as well. But I just love being involved in it and giving people a platform, whether it be shows, the radio, my label. I like to help artists that I feel deserve to be helped.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Let's take a look and see what we got here. So on the opposite end of that, what would be your biggest regret musically?
Honestly, I don't, off the top of my head, I cannot think of a regret.
That's good, though.
Yeah.
Usually that means you're doing things right.
Yeah. Some on the right lines anyway.
Sometimes you get to artists, because I mean, even aside from obviously what's going to be on this show, I talked to a lot of and interviewed a lot of artists just in regular form, picking their brains at shows and things. And some of the answers I hear, some of these questions I've used before, and that's always an interesting one because you have people who, will kind of answer the opposite way. What's your biggest achievement? They're like, I haven't reached it yet. And I'm like, okay, that's an odd answer, but I take that. And then other people, you say, what's your biggest regret? And they're like, oh shit, I got a list.
Right.
So
yeah.
you got to kind of pick through them and decipher. But no, if you don't have any regrets as of right now, that means you're pretty much picking things, the right way. And I kind of in the same way. I don't have so much, regrets. I'm sure I could pick out a couple things. There's some ventures that I've taken that still wound up okay, but if I could have done them differently, I would have. So maybe I regret how I went about them or the timing behind them.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it all made me who I am, so I can't really regret it. So one of the things I wanted to get into, and I know we kind of touched base on, I read your bio at the beginning there, but we didn't talk about past releases. Let us know about any of your past releases that you've put out, and obviously about the new one coming up and the one later this year. Give us a little bit of background on some past and future releases from you.
In the past, I had the I had the Mattress, the mixtape release, and I put that on. It's on SoundCloud right now, and it's on Spotify, and I think it's on Apple Music. Probably on iTunes too. There's 9 songs on there. And then the Me EP drops this Sunday, January 6th, 2019. That has 6 songs. That's going to be on all major platforms. That's probably my biggest project personally that I've released in my musical career so far. Okay. So I'm really excited for that to get out there, and I'm ready to push that with a lot of help from some real diehard fans who share my weekly videos every day.
No, I agree, and that's actually a great entry into playing the first song out of the 2 that you sent me, because I am very excited for the Me EP to come out as well. I've heard some of the tracks off there. They are fucking on point. As I already said, I am a personal fan, and I was very happy to hear these tracks, and am anxiously waiting the release of that, and that is on January 6th, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, January 6th, you can check that out on all major platforms, so make sure you go to your iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple, all of that, and pick a copy up. It would mean a lot to LiMiT. It would mean a lot to me to support, his art and his vision. Make sure you check out his past works that he just mentioned that you can go on and check out on SoundCloud and some of the other platforms he mentioned. You can, go check that out now after the show is done. and get familiar with his music. But right now, we're actually going to do that same thing, and we're going to play one of the 2 tracks that we're playing tonight off of the Me EP that drops on the 6th. And this one's going to be called Victim. And why don't you tell us real quick a little bit about this track and an intro into it, and then we'll go ahead and take a quick break and listen to that song.
Well, this song basically dives into me being a concealed carrier in my state and a few other states. I'm never going to lay down or fold if I can help it, as long as I can protect me and my family. So I refuse to be a victim.
No, and that's strong words. I'm a carrier myself, and I feel the same way. I refuse to be a victim. I'll always be at least ready for it. Am I going to always win? Maybe not, but you know what? At least I'm ready for the war.
Yes.
Now, this is Uncovering the Underground. We're going to take a break and listen to Victim by rap artist LiMiT, and we'll be back after the song in just a few moments.
I refuse to be a victim. I'ma fight for survival. I know what I'm worth and I know what I write is vital. People quote my words like it came right from the Bible. The only real thing you see is the light when your eyes close. Think about that. No, really, think about that. When we get too old, they bring us round back. Throw us away and forget us. After the earth wrinkles our mask. After they recruit us, they use us. After we become useless, they shoot us and just find some new ones. We go through life thinking we're the special ones, but the special ones grow fewer and fewer. We are just players secure in their future. Get the paper and hallelujah the moolah. Instead of staying true to our viewers, we forget that snakes ain't nothing new to Medusa. Gun on my side, I ain't missing. Love on my mind, hugs and kisses. Won't say goodbye with the fussing and kicking. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. Gun on my side, I ain't missing. Love on my mind, hugs and kisses. Won't say goodbye with the fussing and kicking. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. If I can help it, I'll avoid confrontation. If I can help you, I'll bring joy across the nation. But I'll strap on my helmet if I'm forced into danger. Threaten me and my family and get thrown towards the angels. Or the demons, bliss or darkness, whichever lore you believe in. There's so much more to believe in than a Lord when you're breathing. But of course, to afford those secrets, you must have no morals or reason. What a strange world we live in. I put spirits to lyrics. If I ever speak the truth, I'm a conspiracy theorist. But you can't put fear in the realist. I'm still here and I'm near. And when people steer clear when they feel this severely addicted. But my addiction ain't nothing compared to what you see on television. What these rappers rap about is self-inflicting. They don't help the children. They just be cooking in their hellish kitchen, whipping up garbage to feed yet another selfish vision. But I ain't participating. I'm going against it and watch. I will still be able to get known in an instant. As long as my head don't get blown in a flow with my rants. When I die, I'll forever be known as the ghost of the limit. There's no slow on commitment. If you're showing resentment towards me, then you need to take a second look. Who's in control of the business? I'm just a vocalist spitting, hoping I don't get thrown in the home where the dope are in prison. I'm too focused to giving. I'm gonna beat me to the top, whether you like it or not. Not gonna freeze and then flop. I'm the cream of the crop. I always feed for my props. Not gonna be like my pops. They say I preach like a guy, but I ain't preaching religion. The only thing I believe in is me and my squad. PMR with the dogs that you fear at the park. Is the part where your jaw drops and you realize that we're here, but we've been here from the start. Gun on my side, I ain't missing. Love on my mind, hugs and kisses. Won't say goodbye with the fussing and kicking. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. Gun on my side, I ain't missing. Love on my mind, hugs and kisses. Won't say goodbye with the fussing and kicking. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim.
And welcome back to Uncovering the Underground. I am your host, Skippy Ickham, and I am here with underground rap artist LiMiT. That was his song, Victim, off his upcoming EP, dropping on January 6th on all major online retailers, and that name of that EP is Me. Definitely a fucking dope track, homie.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
No, absolutely, I'm digging it. I actually got a couple messages. I was just looking at my my phone. Some of my fans don't comment on here because it's a little bit new, even though I sent some fillers out and let them know that there is like a built-in chat that they can talk to me within the show or you. And I'm still getting Facebook messages and things, but actually a fan of mine just messaged and said, God damn, this song's dope. So
dope.
Already got one person completely swayed your way that's probably going to be picking that album up, so that's what's up.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Now, I wanted to jump into... what is the favorite collab you've done? And then on the other side of that, what is your biggest dream collab?
Well, I really like doing collaborations with people locally around here. So probably my favorite collab I have done so far is someone who is a county away from me, a town away from me, and he goes by Quentin the 507 God.
Okay.
Not necessarily the same type of music that I would normally do, but it helped me, kind of branch out and do something different. And I definitely shined on that one. A lot of people, praised me on that song, so that was a good outlet for me. A dream collab for me, that's tough, man. There's a lot of, big and even not so big people out there that I could potentially collaborate with. Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, Slug from Atmosphere. That would be a really cool collab for me.
No,
You know,
absolutely. And that's
both
why I like
Minnesota.
asking that, because a lot of people automatically assume if you sound a certain style of rap, or maybe just you're going to pick a rapper in general. But I've asked people questions like that before that surprised me, that will throw something completely left field. Who would be your dream collab? And you're expecting someone in the rap field, and they say, oh, well, my dream collab would actually be with, Ed Sheeran, or it'd be with, and they start naming people, and you're like, oh, okay, like I wasn't seeing that fucking coming at all, but all right. And that's what's dope about it is it doesn't have to be someone big. It could be someone that no one's ever heard of, and it could be your buddy down the street who raps for fun, and no one's ever even heard him, but he's one of the sickest fucking lyricists you've ever heard, and that's your dream collab.
Right.
And that's why I like that. Let's take a look here. What is it? Everybody has a different vision. Some people do this just as a hobby, which kind of is what I was just mentioning. It could be your buddy down the street, but some people do it like that. And it's just a hobby. They do it for fun. They put a little music out. Other people want to be serious about it, like myself, and push to try to become something huge. But if it doesn't happen, hey, it is what it is. I'm having fun along the way, and I'm building something great. Then you have the people that are diehard. It's all or nothing. I'm gonna have to make it. There is no, no, it's not happening. It's happening. And if it doesn't happen, it kind of ruins their life. What's your mindset on that? What is it that you want to accomplish with your rap career, with your music career?
Ultimately the goal is to make it become what I do for a living, and what brings the bills in, rapping. Well, even if it's not rapping, whether it's, doing videos or even writing verses and songs for other people, I'd be okay with. I would like it to become more than a hobby, but if it is forever a hobby, I am okay with it, because it's the perfect stress release for me personally.
And that's the same way I feel. I mean, I want to make it. I would love to continue to push till I do. If it doesn't happen, in the meantime, I'm having a fucking great time. It's a stress reliever for me. I keep building up my team, keep building up things like this station, and like the modeling division that I got with my company, and other projects that I've gotten involved with, that I've been able to really help a lot of people and make something great. And I'm happy. If that's all that it ever is, that's okay, because that's enough. But I would love to take it to more. So it's kind of funny we are the same, because you have a lot of people that are not like that. Oh, I don't care if I ever make it big at all. I'm not even really trying for it. And then you have the opposite side that, oh no, pretty much if I don't make it, my life's over. Well, I mean, I guess, but I say, you put too much pressure on yourself if you do that, which ends up ultimately cramping your creative side.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Now, that's, leads me right into my next part, which was, cramping your creative side. You seem to not have a problem with that. And, I wanted to ask, how do you stay influenced to continue to write so much in such a fast, deadly pace? Because as we're going to dip into here after this part, I'm going to talk about your Tuesday video drops. But, obviously you release frequent and steady, fierce raps. And how do you continue to keep yourself influenced? Because as a writer, there's experience, I experience times of writer's block, or just I sit here and I just, nothing I write I like. I'm like, it's all garbage. I can't release any of this. But you seem to every single week be dropping something new, and it's always deadly on point. So how do you keep yourself, influenced to do that?
Honestly, for the longest time, I was it's always been a goal of mine to do a weekly video that has been, consistently good and everything. As of late, I mean, since the last year of June 4th, when I dropped my first weekly video, I really stopped caring about what other people thought. And I just focused on me and my craft, my art, and ultimately what I'm feeling at the time when I am writing, whether it be a remix or a original track from me. And that really has helped it make it flow out a lot more comfortably. I hardly ever have to force anything to put this stuff out, but I really just stopped caring about what other people's thoughts and opinions persuade me, and just did this merely for the fact that it helps me stay sane.
And I think that's a very important and valid point that you made, that when you care about so heavily what your fans, what your friends, what the listeners and viewers are going to think, are they going to like this song? What if they don't like this song? I'm writing this for them more than I am writing it for me. When these things start to happen, or you start to think that way, it starts to slow down your writing process. It starts to dampen your writing process, and then the music actually suffers. So you're worried so much about what if I don't do good that you actually don't do good. It's only whenever you break down the barriers that you can be free, and you sit back and and you say, fuck it. I don't care about what they like. I'm doing this for me. I'm going to write what I want to write, how I want to write it, sing it and rap it how I want to. And if I'm the only person in the world who likes it, fuck yeah. But if other people do, then hey, that's a great thing. But ultimately, at the end of the day, as long as I look at it and I love it, then I've accomplished what I've set out to do. The fans are just an amazing extra.
Yeah, and it's really been working out for me for these weekly videos that I've been putting out.
You said since June of 2018, correct, of this year?
28th, yep, June 4th. And on June 4th, 2019, that will be a full year, 52-ish weeks of putting
52
out
videos roughly. And that was one of my next things. I was going to ask how long, it's the very next question, how long have you been doing the Tuesday video drops? And how long did you want to continue? Is your ultimate goal 1 year solid?
It is at least 1 year, but I have enough material to put out for at least a year and some weeks as of right now. But I am currently 19 weeks away from reaching the goal of 1 year.
Wow. That's kudos to you, my man. That's very impressive. If you have not checked out LiMiT's videos, or if you haven't checked him out yet, you need to do so. His music and the videos that he releases every single Tuesday on his artist page are always dope. They are always on point, and it's just fresh to see someone every single week dropping a fire verse or a fire track. Bringing me to my next point, where can they check out your music right now? What social media pages, what links? Give them, a little bit of info so they know where to go ahead and peep you, so we can get you some more traffic on those pages.
If you want to see my weekly videos on Facebook, it is just LiMiT, LiMIT. If you would search that up, you would find me right away. It is a picture of the Me EP front cover. And if you want to check out the weekly videos on YouTube, you would just search Official LiMiT, and right away my page will come up. Otherwise, for original songs and songs you could potentially buy, you could look me up on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, and just search LiMiT, and I will pop up.
Okay, dope. Yeah, so if you're listening right now, go check out those pages, give them a like, give them a follow, pick up his old album that he released, and make sure you pick up the new Me EP that's dropping January 6th on all online retailers. It is definitely worth the purchase. I vouch for it. I put my name behind it. You guys will love it. With what we were talking about on the video drops every Tuesday, that is also you doing the video production, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that is correct. As of recently, I have been doing just doing remixes, and those are just one takes. But every once in a while, I do videos for some solo original projects, and those are a lot more production goes behind those, obviously.
Absolutely. No, that's great, though. I mean, I know that I from what I read and what I know about you, video production is a very big focus of yours, as is audio engineering, but I know that you've been very heavily into the video side. Is that, something that you ultimately want to get a lot heavier in as well, and build up a plethora of music videos and footage that you've done, or is it just kind of an additive to your music career to help, be able to keep putting out the material?
It's always been a hobby of mine to record just about anything and everything I do with having to do with me and my music and, me and the people I surround myself with. It would be dope to have that become something, but as of right now, it's just something to put my time into and put my mind to something other than rap and hip hop to keep things fresh.
No, and that's great. It keeps you. I'm a man of many hats as well, and it's like I love them all. I'm good at many different things. It's like, but I can't just do one thing.
Exactly.
I have to do a few things. It's just who I am. I gotta be multi-versed. Now, with that also being said, you had mentioned that you do this kind of to be something separate from just rapping. Is there anything else in the artistic world that you venture in besides rapping and video production and audio engineering? Is there anything else you do in the music end?
Not musically, but recently I have picked up a few tools, and I'm going to be. I plan on doing some stuff with making some sort of knives and some sharp stuff. I don't know, swords and stuff.
No, that's cool though, man. I never knock anybody for any hobby or anything that you're into, because you know what, man, that's who you are, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm into some pretty weird shit myself, so some people would look at some of the things I do and be like, man, this dude's a fucking super nerd. And you know what? That's all right, because I am. You know what I mean? And I used to actually collect knives and have several fantasy knives, and my father's actually one who kind of went off the fucking deep end, and it's probably where I got it from. He when I'd go up and stay at his place when I was a kid, because my mom and dad were separated, he had shields on the wall, swords, battle axes, maces, fucking spears. Like, I felt like I was in like 1420 every time I went to his house. I'm looking around, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
That's awesome.
I picked it up from there, so there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
Now, what is your 5 and what is your 10-year plan for your artistic self? What do you see yourself, or where do you see yourself in 5 years and then in 10 years?
5 years, definitely living off my music in 5 years. In 10 years, hopefully hanging up, at least releasing music and just going behind the scenes. That is my end game. That is my end goal, is to be behind the scenes while making it, while it being my living and, maintaining bills and everything.
No, that's and it's very obtainable for you, I think. I have some friends, I know a lot of different people in the underground community, whether it be on the hip hop or rap end, the death metal or rock and metal end. I've been fortunate enough to be involved in music for quite a long time in many different ways, and I know several people who that is their living, and they do well for themselves. There's a lot of potential for money out there. I have friends who, go on tour, and they're larger scale tours, not your just average run-of-the-mill underground tour. These are actually public, large scale venue tour, stadiums and things, and they're making more money in one night than I make in a month, and by far. And it's looking, like it's well within your reach. You just have to be at the right place at the right time. And another friend of mine, I know a couple of years ago, off of just his collaborations that he did, not counting his merch sales or counting his music that he released. And I was actually just telling a friend about this a couple of days ago, that he cleared over $30,000 that year just in collabs, and he's an underground artist.
Yeah, that's...
You add with his merch and his his merch and his music sales and everything else he's involved in, because he's involved in a lot, I would think it'd probably be easy to say that he easily cleared $60,000 off of his music. Now, some people say $60,000, that's great, but I mean, what's that going to really do for you? And it's not a crazy living, but no, if you were an underground artist, nowhere near, mainstream, and you would do hardcore fucking music, and you're making $60,000 a year to sit at home and work off of music, that is awesome.
Yeah, that would be pretty good for me. I'd be happy with that.
Me too. I'd be like, all right, you know what? I tell my job, I love you guys. I have a career. It's something I've done for a long time, so it's not even just a regular day job. It's truly my career. But tell you what, if I knew I could make 60K comfortably, consistently, every year, I would probably walk away.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's the dream, man. We'll see. You know, that's all we can do is push for it and try to get there. I think it's well within your reach, man, because one thing I'll say about you, like I've said before already in this interview, is that your consistency, your lyricism, and your creativity that you've been able to drop week after week in just those videos, Tuesday drops alone, not even counting this EP coming out and your past work that I've listened to. It's just keep pushing, brother. That's all you can do. You just keep doing what you're doing, and I think it's going to be well within your grasp.
Yeah, definitely. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
Now, who's your favorite artist? Since we were talking about mainstream and underground, because I like to lead these conversations a certain way, so they keep leading right into the next question. Because we're talking about mainstream, we're talking about underground. Who is your favorite mainstream cat, and who's your favorite underground cat right
That's pretty tough. I mean, I guess Joyner Lucas has breached into the mainstream, so
yes, yeah.
I would definitely say he's up there for my mainstream guy right now. And underground, Mercules has been giving me a lot of inspiration as of late.
That's funny, man, because Mercules is a constant for me. I listen to Merc all the time.
Yeah, I am a big fan of him. I actually purchased his last album, and I got a bunch of stickers and everything from him. And, he never disappoints.
I got to actually do a cipher with him years ago. And it was pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, no, I bet, man.
It was, I don't know, you ever heard of the underground cat Cryptic Wisdom?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So Cryptic Wisdom had a cipher, and it was me, Cryptic Wisdom, Mercules, and a bunch of other cats that I don't know, and honestly, I don't remember their name at this time. Maybe they've done big things since then, maybe they haven't. I was, kind of a young buck. This was, several years back, and Cryptic Wisdom had this thing on where you could jump on this live video stream where there was like 10 video streams at one time. We could all see each other. I don't know what the fuck app we were on and what we were using. Yeah. And I popped into this room, and they had a cipher going, and they gave everybody an order, and they recorded it, and they put out this little like internet live video cipher. And when I popped up, I'm looking at these artists, and I'm like, oh shit, Cryptic Wisdom's actually involved in it as well. He does quite well for himself. And then I look over and I see Mercules on one of the video streams. And I'm like, what the fuck? He wasn't near as big as he is now, but it was kind of like, oh wow, I've heard of this dude, and he fucking killed it.
Yeah, he's a monster, man.
Like just some next level shit. I mean, he just went full blown, fucking ham on it and destroyed all of us.
Yeah, he is insane, man. Still to this day.
Absolutely, I think if anything, he's only getting better.
Yeah, no, definitely. As of anyone who should be.
I was just gonna say, as one should be doing, and that's the goal. Is to blow minds with your music, and then you put out your next album, you blow their mind again, and then the next one, and then fans are like, how the fuck does he keep doing this? Like every album's the best album one of the best albums I've ever heard, and then the next one's the same thing. I don't understand how you keep reaching that level, and that's ultimately what we all strive to do.
Yeah, that's the goal, man.
Now, you travel much, or you mainly stay around home? Like, have you been to other places a lot within the United States or out of the country, or are you mainly a home cat?
I enjoy staying at home, but if music were to bring me other places, I would definitely go in a heartbeat.
I've been around to several different states out of the country a handful of times, and I love it. I love traveling, but I don't like traveling. Somebody may say, "What the fuck does that mean?" I love to be in other places. I just don't like traveling to get there.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that.
Yeah, planes suck dick. I fucking hate the airport. Going through the baggage check and the fucking security, and then most of the time you're fine, you get through security without a problem, but then every now and again you get that fucking cocksucker, and he just wants to fuck with you, and he makes you fucking go to the sideline. He wands you down like 6 times, and he's asking you to take off all kinds of other shit that you don't need to take off. and then you put it back on, and then you're good to go. And you just did it to bust your balls.
Oh yeah.
And it's like and I don't do anything to stand out. I'm actually a very plain cat. So like outside of like my fans, and like I walk around even after my shows sometimes, and people don't even recognize me. They're like, "Oh, that dude was dope," and I'll be standing right next to them. They don't even fucking know it's me, which is cool. I like being an incognito. So it's like I don't know why sometimes I get picked out and have people fuck with me, but I feel like every couple trips I make, one of the fucking board TSA agents want to fuck with me.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I hate the flying. I hate being around like 150, 200 people in a fucking plane cramped in, kids and shit sneezing and blowing their fucking nose on everything. And then you're just sitting in this giant, disease can and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, for a long time. Yeah, I have yet to be on a plane, but...
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
God bless you. Whenever you are, you're going to fucking hate it.
Looking forward to it now. Yeah, definitely.
No, it's something to experience. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's it's worth it. I've been able to go to a lot of really amazing places, and it's like I hate getting there, but once you land, you get out in the airport, you fucking get out of the airport back in like your rent-a-car and shit. You're like, you know what? That's over. Now let's have some fun, and it all just fades away.
Yeah, exactly.
But the ultimate experience of that, or any other type of travel that you can do, blows. I mean, hours on the road can do the same thing. I've driven to shows quite far away, and being on the road and shit like that, it can really wear on you. So, but ultimately, every time you play that show, it reminds you why you do it, and none of that matters.
Exactly, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely, man, and I know you're going to get there, so there's no worries there. So want to get into your other song here in a couple minutes, but I did want to say, something I was curious on, as I am with any underground hip-hop MC, is going to be, what is your writing style? Do you write it down on paper and pen, like Eminem? Do you do typing it up on a computer screen or like a tablet? Do you just do it all in your head and there is no writing down at all? What is your style?
I definitely write with pen and paper. I got notebooks to fill up a room easily.
Okay.
Every once in a while, I do have a smartphone that isn't connected, so like it uses Wi-Fi, but I use that for any ideas I might, bars or rhyme schemes I might want to put down. I punch those in, but the majority of writing I do is in a notebook, pen and paper, old school. Helps me memorize things a lot better.
No, and that's awesome to hear, because I always like to see how people write, because I do, I do some different things in life, and with writing, not only just rap and hip hop, but singing and metal and rock, and involved in a lot of different things. And it's always nice to see how people write. Now, oddly enough, how I've been given the gift of writing the way I do, I don't know. I've never actually written a song down on paper, pen, or computer. Only time I have is if I wanted to show someone what it was, or type it up as like a post or share it. But I, have written over 200 songs in my life, and none of which have ever been written down.
Wow.
And I don't know how I do it. And people all the time ask, like, how did you learn to do it? I don't know. It was just like I have a photographic memory specifically for my own lyrics. Anything else, I forget. You ask my wife, she'll tell you I forget shit all the time, or I don't listen. But let me tell you, when it comes to my own song lyrics, I got that shit locked in.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Very bizarre. Now, kind of a fun question. I got a few fun questions. We'll jump into that song here in a moment. If you were on death row, what would your last meal be?
Oh, that's easy. Hamburger decked out with, ketchup, mustard, onions, lettuce, tomato, the whole works. And fries and ketchup. Yeah, that would be it.
I don't see how you can go wrong with that.
No, that's always been my favorite.
Yeah, I love burgers. Actually, I had a burger earlier today.
Well,
no, I mixed it up though. So today I had a deer burger though, because I'm a hunter, but I didn't get this deer. Someone else got deer meat for me. But I love all kinds of wild, different animal, elk, bear. No, don't let that to be confused with I don't go out and hunt these type of things. I'm only a deer hunter. And I'm not one who supports trophy hunting as far as like elephants or rhinos or cheetahs. I think all that shit's fucking ridiculous. I would like to actually take out each person I see that does that shit, but I do hunt deer, and I have eaten deer meat obviously a lot in my life, and then elk and things like that. But earlier today I ate a fucking delicious deer burger, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Now, what would your pet say about you if they were asked to be your reference? So pretty much if your dog or your cat or whatever your pet is could speak and it was asked for a reference for you, what do you think kind of info they would tell your soon-to-be new job?
Probably annoying with the amount of times I replay a certain beat.
Okay.
But
that's okay because I do the same thing. I'll play that shit hundreds of times in a row.
Yeah, on repeat. Yeah, that's the only way to get the thing in motion. But thorough, I guess. Thorough would be a good thing my dog would say about me.
No, that's good. Yeah, that's the perfect answer. As your dog would tell whatever your potential job to be that you are thorough on your actions, and I like that. Now, here's an interesting question, and you might not want to answer this question. If you don't, that's understandable. But if everyone has a good app idea where they're like, oh man, I have this idea for this app that would just blow minds. And do you have one? And if so, do you want to share it? Would you like to share it? Because I know some people are like, yeah, because it's never going to happen. I ain't going to be involved in this, so I'm just going to say it. But there's other people like, no, because someday I hope to actually do this. Now, how that would happen, I don't know. But do you have an app idea? And if so, would you like to let us know what it is?
Yeah, probably. I play a lot of video games.
Okay,
So,
me too.
A good app. You know how you have those, like when you're driving and you get a call and you can have this thing that comes up that says text a certain message.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing happen when you're playing an online video game. Have a list of text messages that you could send out saying, hey, I'm playing this game. Hey, text after this match is over. Something like that.
No, that's good because that is a problem because people will be like hitting you up and you're in the middle of a fucking match and you're like, damn it, I can't tell them. And they're freaking out over there and they're like, you know what, I'm not putting this remote down or this controller down until this round's done. And it just fucks everything up.
Exactly, man. You got to stop that win.
Absolutely. You got to get that win first before you can answer that message. Now, if you could steal credit for any great piece of art, whether art, song, film, book, anything like that in the artistic world, which would it be? Which would you claim? Which would you take credit for? If you could take credit for any one given piece of art across any of the genres of art, what would you take credit for?
I'd always take credit for my own. I'm not going to take any credit from anyone else. You know what I mean?
You know what? That's exactly the perfect answer and what I was hoping to hear from you, my man. That's that is the correct answer because a true artist is always going to say, well, I don't want to fucking take anybody's credit. That's their shit. Now, you have other people be like, oh, I'll take credit for that Picasso and I'll take credit for that new fucking Joyner Lucas track, this and that. But, a true artist is going to say exactly what you just said. So that's what's up.
Dope.
Now, and these are my wacky, weird questions that just kind of let you know the funny side of you and your thought patterns. But, with the last couple I did and the next couple, but what would your autobiography be called?
What would it be called?
Your autobiography. If there was an autobiography book written about you, what would the title be called? If you were to write your own book about yourself, I should say.
Huh. It'd probably be something boring. I don't know. The autobiography of, Matthew or something. A lot of people call me Matthew out of my middle name. So, nothing too crazy.
Push it to the limit.
Yeah, push it to the limit. Yeah, I'm gonna trademark that. Yeah, I
That's
like
it.
that.
Push it to the limit. Describe yourself using only film titles.
Logan. You
Done.
like that?
That's all I need to say.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's all it is, man.
Because ironically enough, that actually works.
Yeah, it does.
Now, if if animals could, pretty much take over the world, out of all the animals that there were, which one could you see being the ultimate leader? Whether strength, speed, smart, doesn't matter. What animal could you see being the leader or the president if animals were to take over and pretty much destroy the human race? Which would be the ultimate leader of the animals?
Man, the apes, primates. Anything?
Yeah, that's Planet of the Apes. If you ever seen that, there's there could be some crazy. I don't know about walking around talking and shit, but I mean, I could see some apes taking over because the remake of that, they didn't really talk at first.
No,
the first one at least.
There's a lot of realism in that, and that's what made it really good.
There is, they were great movies. I even like the originals. My father would watch them whenever I was younger, and I mean, obviously we're outdated as fuck if you watch them now, but I mean, still great movies to watch. The Statue of Liberty coming up out of the water on the end of the one, and just the way that it looked was obviously eclectic, and it was obviously pretty cool to see. But the new ones, when they put out the special effects on those and how they portrayed the apes, and a lot of them didn't talk, only the one did, but he still could talk to them and like they listened to him as their leader. It was pretty dope.
Yeah.
And then I always go into some fun facts, or at least I did on the old show, of shit that's just like, okay, like who the fuck would have ever thought? It said New York drifts about 1 inch further away from London each year. And I found that to be interesting. So every year, New York becomes 1 inch further from London than it was the year before. But at the same time, I would almost think that would make the whole world, that like the other side, it would become then 1 inch closer.
Closer, yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Was
and that pushes me into a whole type of fucking conspiracy theory of the whole flat Earth society and things. I don't even want to get into it because if I get into it, people are going to start tweaking out. Everybody always freaks out about this conversation, but it almost makes you wonder. I mean, if we're on a dome and it moves 1 inch further apart, it would almost have to move 1 inch closer on the opposite end.
Yeah, exactly.
So, very strange there. Another one I came across that said that it would take a sloth 1 month to travel only 1 mile.
Really?
Yeah, and I mean, I know that they're slow, but I never realized how slow they were. 1 month of traveling to reach 1 mile in length.
Yeah, that would be... That sounds... Yeah, wow.
It's a fucking crazy life. Imagine being that slow and moving that incredibly slow. Like you see something like 3 feet from you, and you're like, "I'm gonna get you in like 3 days, bitch."
I know a few people who are that slow.
Yeah, there are some people that are slow moving. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one I read was hippos. Their mouth span, when wide open, is tall enough or wide enough to fit a 4-foot child.
Wow,
Which hippos are pretty fucking extreme, man. I watched videos of them biting crocodiles in half, like where there was a fight between them. And I mean, the sheer power of this animal to be able to pick a fucking crocodile out of the ground, or right up out of the water, I mean, and literally bite it and shred it in half, and kill it instantly.
Jeez, you have to
really makes you think about the power. But most of the time, like if you go to the zoo and you watch them, they just sit there.
You're right. Yeah, you never expect that.
They're like the most docile, boring ass fucking animal ever. They just lay there like a big fat hump. You know what I mean? And then if they need to be, though, they are fucking monsters.
Yeah, they're wild.
And then another one I thought was pretty interesting, for the listeners, is that hamsters run up to 8 miles at night on their wheel.
Man, really?
Yes, you got to think. These motherfuckers are running 8 miles a night on their hamster wheel, and this sloth takes a month to get 1 mile.
Damn, yeah, a buddy of mine has a hamster. I'm going to have him put up a camera to check that out.
Watch this motherfucker going to town at night, just going. Because, I mean, I used to have a hamster as a kid, and I did remember at nighttime, I would hear it running on its wheel. And it would go and go and go. But it's hard to believe 8 miles, because 8 miles to that little fucker is like a major, major sprint.
Right, yeah, it has to be.
Like every 4 feet that I take's like 100 of it.
Yeah.
And then it said a hummingbird weighs less than 1 penny.
Damn.
And I'm a photographer, and I recently snapped a picture of a hummingbird in action drinking out of a plant. And I'll tell you what, that was an awesome fucking shot that I was very happy to get. It was not easy. It took several attempts, but I nailed it.
Yeah, that's a good feat, man.
Fast little fuckers, man. It's like as soon as you lock in on it and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get this picture, then it's not even where it was, and then you see it over there and you move, and when you're over there, it's gone again. It's like you can't keep with them. They're so goddamn quick.
Yeah, they are.
So how about Donald Duck comics were banned from Finland because he does not wear pants?
Really?
Yes, that's an actual fact.
That's unfortunate. I don't even know. That's
And then another interesting fact for you guys out there is during your lifetime, you will produce enough saliva to fill 2 swimming pools.
I better start collecting.
I'm telling you. I'm gonna sell that. I'm gonna bottle this shit and sell it on the store. Like, listen, you ever got that Skippy Acom saliva? Selling it 2 for $25 right now.
LiMiT Spit swimming pools for sale right now.
That's it. You never swam in anything like this. I promise you're gonna want to try
it. Oh yeah.
And then one of the most interesting facts, which is one of the most terrifying. I don't mean to pry into your personal life. Do you have any children?
I do. I have 2.
Okay, so think of this fact right here. It said, on average, 12 newborns will be given to the wrong parents a day.
Wow.
On world average.
That's
fucking terrifying.
Yeah, that's shitty. That's not a good...
That's not a good thing at all, because how the fuck do you even know? Because, I mean, you think if you take a baby home and you were told that's your baby, and you know, you only got to see it for a brief second whenever your baby came out, they take it away, they bring it back in, and it's the wrong fucking baby. Maybe somehow you just don't notice because most newborns look similar. And, you know, next thing you know, you take this thing home and you raise it for the next 20 years only to find out it ain't even, I mean, still your kid, obviously, but you find out it ain't your kid.
Right.
That's fucking terrifying. I read that fact and I was like, my God, 12 a year would be shocking. 12 a day around the world.
Yeah.
Blows my fucking mind, man, some of this shit. And like I said, that's why I bring it up. I like to keep things wacky. I like to keep things completely different than any other fucking radio show or any other type of interview. Did the same thing on the old show. And then, let me see what the last one was here. The last one was that celery and apples have negative calories, meaning that the time that it takes you to eat that piece of celery or that apple, you've actually burned off more calories than the apple itself has.
Wow.
So, ladies and gentlemen, eat your fucking apples.
Right. Jesus Christ.
Now, before we jump off here in a couple minutes, we are going to listen to your song, and then we'll come back and say goodnight for the evening. Anybody that you would like to give shout-outs to before we close this down?
Just some of the people who are listening right now. Patrick Dooley, Dustin Charles, my fiance, Aaliyah, Tovar, Book, whatever. My mother, Holly Tovar, and Levi West for helping me out with a lot of the recording of my EP and other weekly songs that I do.
And then I also want you to one more time tell these people where they can find your upcoming EP and your sites where they can check you out.
Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play. You know, pretty much the whole works for the Me EP dropping January 6th, this Sunday, 2019.
And once again, the name of that EP is Me, M-E, and the artist name is LiMiT, L-I-M-I-T. Definitely a dope CD that you're going to want to check out. And we're going to jump into the second of the 2 tracks we had this evening. We will come back and we will close this down. This next song is called Hip Hop Needs Saving. Why don't you give us a little intro into this song before we drop it?
Hip Hop Needs Saving is just, it's pretty much part 2 of Lupe Fiasco's Hip Hop Saved Me. And my take on it, of course. So, enjoy it.
Absolutely. We'll be back in a few moments on Uncovering the Underground. This is Hip Hop Needs Saving by underground rap artist LiMiT. Here on Uncovering the Underground. We'll be right back.
Hip-hop doesn't live in the underground. Hip-hop doesn't live in the mainstream. Hip-hop lives in ourselves, and we are the ones who gotta do the saving. Hip-hop deserves to be held up. Hip-hop has certainly saved me. Hip-hop used to be so gassed up. Now hip-hop is full of fake beans. I know I ain't alone when I say hip-hop's in danger. What happened to the art, the big clocks and gangsters? Now we got a culture full of rip-offs and fakers. Something went wrong. We must have pissed off the angels, cause it ain't being looked after. But we gotta take responsibility because we're to blame. We buying the trends and tuning to radio stations, and I swear everything that I hear is the same. Check online for that hip-hop news, and I swear that I'm peeing through a mirror maze. If it keeps getting worse, it'll take years to change. I'm telling you, it has to get geared today before it surpasses something it can't get back from. Fuck black and white, we gotta look past the panda. Bring back the canvas and paint pictures with the words. We don't need a flash and camera tomorrow. We just need to stand together and find the peace that's been broke off. Redefine the speech. Mumbling is nothing but trouble. I know hip-hop would, but I won't let it die for me. One you never heard of, I pushed it hard to further the grind. I feel like murder, but hip-hop has saved me, so I must return the favor. I know that you're in danger, you're my savior, but this time hip-hop needs saving. One you never heard of, I pushed it hard to further the grind. I feel like murder, but hip-hop has saved me, so I must return the favor. I know that you're in danger, you're my savior, but this time you were there for me, so I'll be there for you in this time of need. When people ask me what I love, I say you, excitedly. I'm a rapper and I don't need to hide my sleeves. I'll yell it proudly until I'm deceased. You could put holes through my hands and feet, prop me up on a cross and I'll still rhyme with these. Cause if no one shed a tear, I know hip-hop would cry for me. People come and people go, but hip-hop will never abandon me. Shout out to my exes and orphans who could never handle me. Got used to people stabbing me, my back cannot be damaged any more than it already has been. And guess who bandaged me? Hip-hop. And even if the world is mad at me, hip-hop will always be there to laugh with me. I know I ain't perfect, but perfection is a fantasy, and it seems like hip-hop is the only one who is understanding me. I can't put into words how much I appreciate everything you've done for me and what you helped me create, but I can't stand by while these others deviate from your roots. But I promise everything will be okay. Just give me your trust and I'll take all the trash. Make them take the jokes back that they make about rap. Eliminate all the jokes that came about rap. But to all you whack rappers have to say about that, nothing. So keep your mouth shut. Strong relationships revolve around trust. So let's round up the liars and ship them away. Get rid of the fakes. Hip-hop ain't slipping away as long as I'm in charge of self-preservation. And I'm intact, biblical verses, but no Bible rap. And if this were to be my final act, I'd sacrifice my life cause I would die for rap.
All right, and we are back on Uncovering the Underground. That was Hip Hop Needs Saving by LiMiT. Definitely another dope track. I do want to obviously say thank you once again for coming on the show tonight with me, kicking it, talking about all kinds of weird and random shit, getting to know you a lot better. Hope that we can get you again down the road on the show again. I had a great fucking time, and I appreciate you coming on and letting us, kind of see the man behind the music.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Really means a lot.
Not a problem. Well, we're going to wrap this up for the evening. I do want to let all the fans know that we will be back in 2 Thursdays to air again from 8 to 10:30 p.m. And that would be on the 17th, 8 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got rap artist Rob Trey from Rhode Island. Rob Trey is also a hip-hop artist. Another absolute fucking viper. Dude's just a beast. I would suggest LiMiT, if you haven't checked him out, to check him out, and vice versa. I'll get Trey to check you out. Both of you are fucking absolutely top notch at what you do. He'll be on the show kicking with us, talking, all kinds of topics and discussions, as well as interviewing, and should be a good show as well. And I just want to thank everybody that's listening tonight for your love. Once again, please hit the share button, share it around on your social media sites, and get the word out there. Download the Spreaker app. And, check out some of their other shows as well. Spreaker is a great hosting site for many podcast radio shows, and there's a lot of cool stuff out there to discover. So make sure you show them some love. And then check out LiMiT's EP, Me, dropping on January 6th, this Sunday. Once again, it was great having you on the show tonight, homie, and you have a wonderful night.
Yes, you too, man.
Absolutely. Take care.